So here we go, part 3 of the video I made the other day, where I was 16 years old in this one, and I messaged a girl 24 times, called her once, and she returned 1 call, which is not a good number. Anyway, the last video left on her calling me after I'd messaged her 24 times, and this on the 30th of August 2016, so I would have been 16 at this point. She called me, and I was 16-year-old Dom was surprised, so he said, "Why did you call?" She then called me again. I didn't answer for some reason. I then said, "What the..." And she then said, "What the," repeating what I said for some reason. I then said, "Why are you calling?" She then said, "Why are you calling?" repeating me again. I then said, "Call again." She called me. I said, "Weird, not sure what was going on." And then this was really strange, what happened next. She just sent me a picture of a train ticket, as if she's like, "You've messaged me 24 times. I'm leaving the country," actually. She then sent me a video of one of her mates, like, sticking her tongue out for some reason. So I said, quite rightly, "Why are you sending me that?" She then said, "Why are you sending me your dick?" Which at this point, I hadn't and never did send her that. I just want to clarify. So I said, "Well, I haven't," because I hadn't. And then I went question mark for some reason. I then said, "Are you coming Yeovil?" which is where I lived. She said, "I'm in Yeovil now." So 16-year-old Dom clearly thought, "Oh, great, she's come to Yeovil to meet me." So I said, "Meet me." And she said, "No." Not going well for 16-year-old Dom. I then said, "Why?" which is not the right thing to do. When you ask someone to meet you and they say no, you should not question it. Just take it on the chin, mate. She said, "I'm with my friend." I then said, "I can drive," as if that was the issue. I think she just doesn't want to meet me. It's not the fact I can't drive is the issue. She said, "Same." I then said, "So why get the train?" She said, "YOLO." I'm pretty sure at this point, it's clear to me now that she's taking the piss out of me. But 16-year-old Dom didn't see that, and he was like, "I'm going to keep messaging this girl, and one day she'll marry me." Anyway, I then asked her if she's in the year below for some reason. Not sure why that's important. She then said, "I'm 14. She was 16. She's clearly taking the piss out of me at this point. Anyway, I said, "You're annoying me." She said, "Same." And then I left it. I was like, I think I got the message she was mugging me off. So I just left it until the 25th of December 2016 when I messaged her saying "Happy Christmas," just to get myself back in the mix of her life. And she replied saying, "Thank you, you too." I then shot my shot again and I said, "How are you?" She didn't reply to that, like usual, fair enough, until the 16th of February 2017. She said, "Are you able to do me a lift tonight?" This would have been like the best day of my life. I've been messaging this girl for years, repeatedly, and now she wants to meet me. Yeah, she wants me to use me for a lift, but still, she wants to meet me, and what happens next? We'll see in part 3, but this could have been the big moment for 16-year-old Dom. Finally gets to meet this girl he's messaged 1,000 times. What happens next? We'll see in part 3.